Hey, it's happy hour. I'm Luis Martin, the art engineer, and I want a collage. So, what is this, day 103 of this quarantine? I don't know. It's still really scary. Stay home. Collage with me, collage with yourself, with your husband, with your dog, whatever. But stay home, it's scary. I have my happy hour drink. It's not Starbucks, it's actually Bustelo. That we made into cold brew. Alright, so today I want to collage something inspired by something I saw. So my friend on Instagram, Monica at IamCamera70, put a picture of Elizabeth Tayor with a crazy headdress. So it kind of stayed with me. So now I want to use that as inspiration. I don't want to copy it. I don't want to make a replica of it, but I'm kind of just thinking about that and see what happens, all right? Sometimes it's easier when you have a guide, but it's harder when you want to copy something. So I'm just going to use that. Imagine that, Elizabeth Tayor's face with a huge crown of like stuff. Easy enough, right? So I have some old magazines that I found through travels, and actually I think my friend Daniel brought this one to me from Madrid or something. So let's see what we find. All right. I mean, this is almost criminal to touch, but look how cool these are. I mean, what a world, right? Not a person of color, but it's interesting. All right, so let me look for a face. Cute little blonde baby. So ideally, I would like a close-up of a face. Although that's kind of cool and it's taking me in weird directions. The gear looks really good. Alright, so like I said, it's a little bit creepy right now. It's really scary, but if you center yourself like I am, you might be okay. I actually hit a wall the other day. I was doing stuff and keeping really inspired and working out. And then I just hit a wall. I was like, damn, this is tough. But I sat with it for a second. Happy baby. And I allowed myself to be a little sad, you know, just like, this is tough. But then I reached out and I called some friends and I did a few interviews for the podcast, Studio Confessions. And it was a little bit better. It was a lot better, actually. So this is cool. He is not Elizabeth Tayor, but he might be really interesting to do something with, right? So let's see. And I must confess, I have a predilection to chunky men. I also like pugs. All right, let's see what happens here. So if you are feeling weird, it's okay. You can feel weird together. So think about this type of paper, because it's so old, it's really precarious to cut. So be sure you have a, oh, look how nice. Be sure you have a really sharp blade, or just cut slowly so it doesn't rip. So let's do this. Can you hear the nondescript music in the background? So I got in trouble because I've been playing music in the background and I don't have copyrights. So I got flagged. So this is copyright-free music, thank you very much. I'll be sure to send them some $10 or something for the use of it. So that's cool. Just something to think about if you want to start doing this. Oops, see, I started fraying. Good thing it was in the hair. It'll be a little bit easy to pull off. No, he's definitely not Elizabeth Tayor, but he's happy. Oof. Can you hear the paper fraying? Okay. So at the end of this, after I finish this collage, I'm really excited. I'm going to share some work that someone has sent me who's been watching the happy hours, and she started collaging and shared her work. So I'm excited to share that. So I've been using these comic book backings as my substrate, or what I put my collage on. It's a really good base, and it comes with a plastic protector, so you can sell it, ship it, and it's protected. So this is perfect, right? So the size is perfect. So now I want to do the headdress. And this is the fun part for me, because, I mean, you just, like I said, I've been collecting like scraps. So I have tons of scraps everywhere, and I can literally just see what I have, and and everything has meaning, right? It's like it's a beautiful, assorted mess. Okay. So like, look at this. Like, what's this? A strip? But you don't know. Maybe something can happen with the strip. Shout out to Mr. Elvis behind the camera, keeping it smooth. My deserted island partner. So the world isn't always ending, but when it is, you want to be with people that you can feel safe with, right? So it's nice to know that you'll be in peace. And if you're not, you know, like I said, it's not the end of the world, really. So after this, find yourself some good people to be around with. I'm really self-helpy today. But when am I not? This facade, there's words here. Let me take off the words. I don't care that he works for Warner Brothers. So what have you been watching on Netflix or on TV? I woke up this morning and Elvis is watching Coco. And we've been watching, or I've been watching a lot of like 80s TV. Or not TV, movies. I watch like National Lampoon, Europe Vacation, Vegas Vacation, Cross Country Vacation. I think it's the comfort of knowing that everything's gonna be okay in that movie, and you know what's gonna happen. One that I want to watch is Joe versus the Volcano. Have you ever heard of that one? It's about I don't know. It's about this guy who has to go jump into a volcano with Tom Hanks actually and Meg Ryan before Sleeps in Seattle. But the pretty thing about it is that at some point they're in the middle of the ocean and they're stranded and they have tied these 3 Louis Vuitton trunks together and they're just floating in the middle of the ocean with the moon behind them. And they have everything they need. They have food, they have wine. It's nice. It's kind of like right now, right? All right, so this is happening. Have you ever seen Domino? It's a really good magazine. I think it's still out. It's like a decor magazine with lots of nice colors. It's very happy. I stopped getting it because they started putting celebrities on their covers, which I thought was kind of silly. But back then they had tons of really nice collage material. And yes, a lot of flowers. Because what's a headdress without flowers, right? It's actually really nice to be quiet. Are you enjoying the silence? This guy. Alright, this is making me really happy. Just because it's silly, not because it's particularly good at the moment. So one thing that I am doing that I don't think I've shared with you guys, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm doing a artist support pledge. And what that is this artist from the UK started a pledge where artists can sell their work or are willing to sell their work for $200 or less. And after they make $1,000 in sales, they pledge to buy other artists in their community's work for under $200. Now, it's a great way to keep our artists working, supporting them. I mean, it's not going to pay their mortgage, but it gives us momentum, and that's really important. And it gives us support, and you know, highlights the fact that we're a community. So I'm doing that. If you go to my Instagram @artengineer, you can check out some of the work that I'm posting. I've sold a few, so I need about 6 more to do good on my pledge. I'm really excited to see what I can buy and who I can support. So if you're doing it, let me know. I'd love to support you. Those are diamonds. So that's really cool. So check it out. So it's a little different when I'm working like this, right? Where I have something in mind, opposed to usually when I create collages, I don't have anything in mind. I'm kind of just letting happy accidents to happen. But it's good to work both ways because, you know, it works different parts of the brain. Oops, messed that up. So if you ever get a commission, you know, if you start collaging and someone's like, oh, I want you to make a collage about donkeys, you can approach it without fear. Because commissions can be scary, but now's the time to get commissions. We're gonna need them. There we go. I hate throwing anything away. So this is looking kind of silly. It's really exciting to see all these challenges and games on Instagram. I really love this one where there's that little, I don't want to say, is it anime? No, it's not anime. It's just a little figure and he's drawn. And they ask you to draw yourself. That was really fun. How's your hair? My hair's scary. I know, it's really creepy, right? Are you having issues with your hair yet? I already asked Elvis if he would cut my hair. But he's a little traumatized because once he did, and the next time I went to the barber, the person was like, who cut your hair? I said, my friend. And he said, that was no friend of yours. The good old days when hair was manageable. Okay, I need something here. One thing that's also a really nice contrast is when you have a black and white figure, person, image, and then color on top or around it. There's a very famous, also a collage street artist, Dane, who does that a lot. It's a very nice result, a very nice result. So that's something to think about. Actually, the nondescript music isn't too bad, is it? It's not Sade though. I was gonna say she's coming along, but no. Yeah, she's coming along. I love when I can make reference to the third eye, so that's kind of cool right there. Actually, sometimes it's really cool to make a little crevice, so you kind of play with the dimensions. See how that kind of makes it a little bit more. Yeah, it's a little nuanced, but it makes it feel a little bit more together. How about some animals? That's part of my pantheon of images that are like, oh, look at that, that's so cool. Ah. Look at that, that's fun. I wonder if I can incorporate that somehow. So it's too much to cut. Okay, we're going somewhere here. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm taking my time. I hope you're keeping up. This goes fun here too. So I think I mentioned this last time. It's always a good idea to create contrast by putting the lights with the darks. So even though this blue and this purple are pretty cool, the blue is warmer than the purple, right? The purple is a little cool. So it creates a really nice contrast. And then, as I said, that the animals are part of my pantheon. As you start collaging, a good idea is to kind of think about what are the things that you gravitate towards. If you find yourself putting a lot of buildings or a lot of stars or outer space references, well, then that's part of your language, and you're saying something about that with your collaging. And that's how you create your voice or your style, I guess we can call it. Oh, we found a lone pink confetti. Put that right there. Okay. So this is almost done, but it needs something else, right? Where can we go here? Let's see. Oh. Let's go to Tokyo. So I've been kind of joking, but really, I'm always saying that I'm astral projecting myself every night somewhere different, somewhere that I've been that I can explore in my mind. So I often go to Mexico. There's a place that we go to often, and I project myself there, and I'm happier for doing so. So where can you project yourself to? Where can you go in your head, in your mind right now to feel better? So this place that I go to is this beautiful villa with a private pool and really good coffee, and there's all these little animals running around, and it's just like, you know, amazing. So that's where I go to. That's where I go to what is it? Playa del Carmen, I think it is. All I know is that it's Mexico and it makes me happy. And sometimes even if it's not the images that I get, I just like the colors of some of the empty spaces, like this blue, or I just saw this beautiful like taupe, not nice, like a nice pink, which is really cool. So just play with it. Let me work with what I have. This is one of my favorite magazines. It's called Afar, and it's a travel magazine, and there's all these beautiful photo essays about places to go in the world. And even now, you know, it's inspiring again to think about where you want to go after this. So check it out. It's a really great magazine, Afar. I always find amazing things. I never want to throw it away because even after I cut into it, there's still so many things I want to look at. I actually never read it though. I wonder what it says. But it says so much with the images, right? Traveler's another one. Okay, how about the Frick collection? What can the Frick do for us? Ah, I know. I thought I saw a chair here. That would be fun. Avalanche of books. Okay, I think I got it. I just remember, I think I saw a chair here, which would be really funny to put on his head. Ooh, or a teapot. That'd be funny. Yeah, let's do a teapot. I mean, absolute silliness, right? But that's what needs to happen. Humor. And this is the thing about copying, right? Because a lot of people are so hell-bent on being original or copying even. After I'm done with this, I'll show you my source of inspiration, and you let me know if I copied or if it was influenced or a good source of inspiration for this. And you'll see it has nothing to do, but everything to do with it. So when you're starting to collage or make any type of art, don't be afraid about copying. It's more about what are the things that move you in it. There's a great book that I'm sure you've heard of, and if you haven't, check it out. It's called Steal Like an Artist, and it's just about that. So now it's become a fascinator. Do you know what that is? I didn't know what that was until very recently. Okay, I'm happy herb. Okay, that's going somewhere. So when I'm doing these decisions of where to place things, it's that contrast. Where is the contrast? Maybe I don't need that. Uh-oh, this is a non-licensed song. It's French. Okay, I think I just finished this. And I will tell you why. Because I don't have a license for this song. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, this is a really poignant song at the moment. It's called You'll See. You'll see, you'll see, I'll make it. Everything will start again, you'll see. Life is made for that, you'll see. It's a good song. All right, so I think I like this because there's blue here, there's blue there, it kind of gels, right? So this is my collage for today, my happy hour collage. It's happier than I usually try to make them, so cool. But check this out. So this is from an artist in Seattle, Tacoma area, and they've been watching Happy Hour and they started collaging with me, and this is what they did. Check it out. So there's a panda, isn't that amazing? And there's a cheetah, and this one's my favorite, the parrot. It's like these parrots and they're looking away from each other. Such great work. You can actually follow them on Instagram at Saint Leopard, and their name is Kylie. Follow them, say hi. And if you're making collages, please share it with me. I'd love to check them out and share them through this. So keep cutting, keep pasting, keep cool, and please, 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 please stay home for yourself, for your family, for me. So enjoy. Ciao.